the time being 6:30, I declare the extraordinary meeting of the 28th of February 2023 open. Persons in the gallery are advised that under Local Government Act 1993, a person may not tape record the proceedings of a council, of a meeting of a council or committee without the authority of the council or committee. Tape record includes a video camera and an electronic device capable of recording speech. Mobile phones must be turned off so as to not disrupt the meeting. Anyone, including councillors found using a mobile phone, will be told to leave the meeting immediately and for the duration of the said meeting. An audio recording of this meeting will be taken for minute-taking purposes as authorised by the Local Government Act 1993. This meeting is live streamed on Council's website to allow the community to follow Council debate and decisions without the need to attend meetings in person. Members of the public attending or speaking at a meeting agree to have their image, voice and personal information, including name and address, recorded and publicly broadcast. Stratford Council does not accept liability for any defamatory remarks or inappropriate comments that are made during the course of a meeting. Any parts of the meeting that is held in closed session will not be streamed. Members of the public that have registered to speak by audio-visual link on an agenda item are asked to keep your microphone muted and video off until I invite you to speak. Speakers will not be able to present material as part of their speaking time or share their screens. Everyone at this meeting is reminded to conduct themselves in a polite and professional manner, keep communication factual, use appropriate language and tone. Do not use any defamatory or derogatory remarks. Defamation laws apply to addresses in public forums. I remind all present that the video recording is an official record of Council and may be available to persons upon request in accordance with the Government Information Public Access Act 2009. No other recordings are permitted. And let's just stand for the prayer. We pray that our deliberations today will be objective and decisions are impartial, made for the benefit of the whole community. And we'll acknowledge the traditional custodians. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians, the Wongal people, and pay respect to elders past, present and emerging. Their spirits and ancestors will always remain with our waterways and the land, our Mother Earth. Okay, thank you. We'll move on to disclosures of pecuniary interest. Are there any councillors? No? Okay. Sorry, apologies. I have apologies from Councillor Sharangan Maheswaran. He is stuck in Singapore. And also from Councillor Nella Hall. I believe she is at work. No other apologies. Okay. Now I will note we do have a one speaker registered today. So Mr. Tommy Chen on behalf of the Homebush Residents Group and speaking in relation to CCS1. And if you can just, I'll get you to move, just stand at the end of the table, Mr. Chen, and yeah.
Do you want to move the chair to have the desk?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. If you can just state your name and your address, and then we'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Okay. Before I start, could I have the 5 minutes? I'll keep it short, but
I move that you can have
you can have the attention.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. My name is Tommy Chen. I live at 26 Abbotsford Road, Homebush. Mr. Mayor, Madam Deputy Mayor, Councillors, I address the Council today on behalf of the Homebush Residents Group Incorporated in relation to the special rates variation. We're very grateful to the Council staff who have prepared the report that's before you. That already quotes passages from our submissions. I'm not here to repeat them. I just want to address 3 points in response to the report. First of all, the report does not address how the SRV impacts different households in relation to land value. So we have circulated this chart to you, which illustrates how the SRV is going to affect different householders depending on the land value. And the important thing from our perspective is that the land value in the Homebush area is around 2.5 million to 4 million. And if you look at a typical house, which is at a 3 million mark, this is the gap between the current system and the new system. So we're talking about an increase of more than 100% there. So a resident who is living in a house that has a land value of $3 million will be looking at a rate burden of $5,000 a year. So that's 5 times the median weekly personal income in Homebush. It's 10 times the maximum weekly age pension rate. It's 15 times the current weekly job seeker allowance for a single person. We're talking about someone who has to work more than a month if they're working to pay this level of council rates. This alone, I submit, means that the SRV application is bound to fail before IPART on the basis of criterion 3, the impact on affected ratepayers must be reasonable. The problem with the proposed structure is that the minimum rate is set too low compared to the overall increase council is asking for. Because flat owners are paying so little, house owners end up with greater than 100% increases. Which brings me to my second submission. So the report that's before you suggests that the minimum rate should be increased over 2 years rather than 4 years, and that's great. But that doesn't solve the issue because, first of all, if the mix of flats and houses remain the same after 2 years, then the entire 17.5% bump in the third year and the entirety of the increase in the fourth year will be borne by people who are not on the minimum rate. And secondly, the overall decrease is only 7%, from 99.8% to 92.8%. That is a small shaving of thousands and thousands of overall increase. My third point and final point is that, according to the report, only 1.6% of the 18,273 private dwellings in this municipality have responded in the public engagement survey. Even if you allow for submissions like ours, which is made on behalf of dozens of households, we're still looking only at a small single-digit percentage. The report also mischaracterizes the public opinion that's conveyed through the responses in one crucial aspect. So if I could take councillors to page 44 of the report, at the top of the table there, it says in relation to the proposal, the council applies to IPART for a special rate variation. It says that that's supported. Now, my submission is that it is not supported. Residents are sympathetic with the need for council to remain financially viable, but residents don't support this particular SRV proposal because it's excessive, it's inequitable, and it's poorly thought out. And it has been missold to the community based on out-of-date data. All the modelling has been done on current rates, but this year it's going to go up. The land values are going to go up significantly. We would support a more equitable, better structured SRV proposal backed up by fully considered costings and up-to-date data, and we're confident the community would too, but not this one. So if council decides to apply for the SRV, we urge you to consider increasing the minimum rate to $1,500, and if the minimum rate has to stay at $1,200, then we urge you to apply for only the first 2 years of increases and dispense with the 17.5% in year 3 and the 5% in year 4. Each of you councillors has been elected by all the residents in this community in a single undivided ward, and I urge you to carefully consider your vote on this important question, bearing in mind the interests of all residents, especially the vulnerable residents who are looking at thousands and thousands of dollars of increase. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay. Thank you for your presentation, and we'll move on to CCS1. Do I move for this report, councillors? Yeah, moved by the Mayor, seconded by Deputy Mayor. Any debate on this matter, councillors? No? Okay, no debate. I'll put it to you, councillors. All those in favour? Councillor Pentabene, Councillor Blackmore, Councillor Data, Councillor Reddy. Opposed? Councillor Chai. I declare it carried. What?
Question. No, that's the end.
Okay. Okay, so I'll move on to CCS2, quarterly budget review statement as at 31st December 2022. Do I have a move for this recommendation, councillors? Moved by the Deputy Mayor, seconded Councillor Reddy. Any debate on the quarterly budget, councillors? No. I'll put it to you, councillors. All those in favour? Councillor Shah? Unanimous? Okay. And then we'll move on to CCS3, Stratford Connector Bus Review Report. Do I have a mover for this, councillors? Moved by Councillor Data, second by Councillor Reddy. Is there any debate on this item, councillors?
Yeah, what was the page again?
251, Councillor Reddy.
How much?
Page 251.
I would like to propose an amendment.
Yeah, if you can just please stand when you're speaking, Councillor Data. Yes, your amendment.
I would like to add point 5 saying that any communication in reference to item 3 and 4 be sent to the office of the member for Strathfield. So I'm reading again. So any communication in reference to item 3 and item 4 on the recommendation.
Yes.
Copy of any communication be sent to the office of the state member for Strathfield.
Yeah. And with that, Councillor Data, because there is, while you're making the amendment, there's two options there that have to be decided. So are you saying that adding point 5 with option 1 or adding point 5 with option 2?
Yeah, I think there's two options. There is option 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Any option? Option 2.
Option. So delete A.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm not showing that.
Yeah.
Option 1 is going to be accepted anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Councillor Reddy, are you happy with that amendment?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's option 2 is there? Okay. So that's where,
So we're voting on option 2.
option 2 with the added point there, and it's basically doing what should have been done in the first place, actually getting someone in to
do a correct
check
assessment.
properly what the analysis is for the community, and ceasing the weekend service as soon as practical. Yes.
Yeah.
So, Mr. McQuaid, if you can just the B and option 2, if we can just
Make that the
just
record.
delete that. Where it's with B option 2. Yeah, can you we'll just get it done properly. Yes, yeah. Thank you, Mr. General Manager. Yeah, thanks. We'll just tidy this up, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's good.
So are you happy with that, Councillor Data?
Yeah.
Yes, and Councillor Reddy, you seconded it. Are you?
Yeah.
You happy with it as it's read? Any further debate on that matter, councillors? Yes, Councillor Chan.
Through the chair, in the purpose of the report, I don't see, last time when we discussed about these matters in the workshop, that, we all maintain some minimum service for this, connected bus. So this.
Well, the service
Will continue.
Yeah, the service will continue apart from the weekends at this stage,
Yep.
and the qualified consultant will actually have a look at where a proper need is for this service, rather than unexperienced people.
Just Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to say something after you finish.
Okay. In the purpose of the report, you know, I think last time we talked about it, is we maintain the minimum service for the connector bus. We don't see it here. That's what my question is.
Oh, you want to see that in wording?
Yes.
Yeah, so point 3, councillor, the current, if you read point
Point
3,
three.
that the current connector bus service continue while the above report is being prepared, with the cessation of the weekend service to occur as soon as practical. So that's going to occur. Obviously, we have staff that we need to notify, so we have to deal with those matters. So there will be, the service will be operating, and a report will come back to council, which will make recommendations as to where we actually do need the service and where we don't. So the current connector bus service will continue while the above report is being prepared.
Do you want the word will put before continue?
But here is the lobby transport for New South Wales to provide. It's
Yeah,
not-
because we are going
This
to.
one
Yeah,
goes to the council service.
Yeah, how do we explain?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss,
thanks.
through the chair, through the chair.
Through you, Mr Mayor, so councillor Chai. Point 3 is basically saying that the current service for the connector bus will continue as it currently stands, whilst we go and engage consultants and come back to council with a report. So there will be no change to the current service other than the cessation of the weekend run.
Okay.
Okay? So point 3 is making that very clear.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I'll,
I think the wording is little bit changed, but reference to item point 2, I would like to add the words, understand, deemed, ceasing weekend services as deemed necessary depending on the locality,
Depending on, sorry?
depending on the area of the LGA. Depending on, so deemed services as deemed necessary depending on the area of the LGA. Deemed necessary, that's what
I think the whole point is, Councillor Data, that what we are doing is getting a suitably qualified consultant to actually look at this properly, and not doing it ad hoc like it was implemented and like it's been done in the past, where, you know, someone rings up a councillor and says, hey, you know, it doesn't go into my street, can you extend it to my street? And then we end up with a really, really poor service, which is costing the council a lot of money and we can't afford to be spending that money.
correct. So I'm not, Mr. Mayor, I don't disagree with you. I'm sure that council is deemed necessary depending on the area of the LGA and other words. So I'm not arguing with anything you're saying. What I'm saying is that it gives people the confidence that council is looking into the necessity of the area or people living in various areas. So we do not need to unnecessarily cause any alarm. So that's what it is. So people know that council is looking into the needs of the areas. That's all it is. It's just some words. We reduced services. We are talking about reduced connector bus service.
Saying it shouldn't be fully reduced. It should be reduced in.
Depending on what the need is. That's what we're doing essentially.
But they will come back with the report though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the report will come back. We will see in the report what it is, but we are not causing unnecessary alarm by putting all those upfront saying reduced connector bus service. That's what we are doing.
I think, you know, as to point 3, the weekend service is going to cease. So I think this is adding that on point 2 contradicts it, and I'll just have to ask the seconder whether do you accept that amendment on point 2?
It doesn't make sense. If somebody can put in better wording, which makes sense.
Well, they're contradicting each other.
Addition doesn't really make sense.
So do you accept that amendment, councillor? You don't accept it? Did you want to foreshadow it without the without that those changes?
Yes, so thanks, Mr. Mayor. Yes, 30 seconds.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit of time, Councillor Dana, but
because we changed on the run a bit, fair bit of change.
Just read the second and the third one as well, together.
It is, I don't think it is, Mr. Mayor, is contradictory. What it is saying is, it is not saying it is ceasing, it is saying as soon as practical. So it is not saying starting to see, it is not ceasing tomorrow or day after tomorrow, as soon as practical. So I do not see the it is talking about as soon as practical. So I cannot, I see there are alignment between that, and I do not see that the options coming back to the council is going to take eternity. So I do not see any conflict between those two sentences.
So you want to run the
Sorry.
weekend services till the report comes?
If I can just get some comments from the General Manager, please.
Till then
Councillors?
you want to.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I just want to clarify, the way I would interpret the motion and the stand when it comes to resolution. Point 2 is only talking to looking at the weekend services as part of the report being prepared. However, point 3 is actually talking to ceasing the weekend service as soon as practical. So regardless of when the report comes back, we would cease the weekend service. However, in preparing the report, we would have regard for the weekend service and what that would look like in a future model.
Mr. Mayor, I'm just restating my understanding where the GM said that we are going to cease the weekend service immediately, and then we will consider whether weekend service may or may not be available over the weekend. I will support that.
So we take out those words.
No,
So I will
So
support.
Councillor Dana, Councillor, you were the mover. Councillor Reddy, you were the seconder. Did you accept that change, or did you, or were you foreshadowing? You can push, if you're not accepting, you can foreshadow. Yes.
So Councillor Reddy,
On the area of the LG, that means we are talking about various areas, like some areas may have it, some areas may not have it.
No,
I don't think we should be directing.
it's included in the report, we're just repeating that.
Councillor.
so the way it reads, Councillor Reddy, is the weekend service will cease immediately.
As soon as practical.
practical.
Not immediately.
There's a few steps we need to go through, but fairly soon. A report would be prepared, and that report would have regard for what a weekend service might look like in the future. Okay?
I still,
Is there a question, Councillor?
yeah.
Because you had your debate.
I still feel not very comfortable for the, the purpose of the report number 3. Yeah, but at the moment, we talk about we are trying to lobby the transport. But what if, state government cannot support the service? What are we going to do?
I will not be supporting immediate cessation of weekend services.
I'm saying that one, what we going to do, if state government.
It has to be one package, it has to be one package, not a, not
The
piecemeal.
report will come back with the needed areas, the areas that are needed.
Because we know already, the road is too narrow for the, public transport to be inside there. Then, council, I think you still have the duty, to run the.
But we actually have no duty to run a bus service, Councillor Chai. And it's stuff like this is why we've just voted to put the rates up. Okay? So. Okay, so again, sorry, just back to that point. Councillor Reddy, you initially said you didn't accept it, and then you said
Are we taking it
Can I
out?
put a foreshadow to the
foreshadow.
Yes.
So you foreshadowed the same motion without the
addition in
addition of the
policy?
services as then.
Or are you going to withdraw that, councillor?
Councillor Debbie Mair.
So I was going to foreshadow.
Yeah, oh, she hasn't accepted.
Hang on.
I am planning to foreshadow.
Are you withdrawing your
No, you-
edited word?
Can I, councillor, please?
He has been,
Councillor Data,
Councillor
can I-
Reddy has already accepted point one, that. she's a
Councillor
point-
Reddy has not accepted that amendment, which says that the services are deemed necessary depending on the area of the LGA.
Okay, then I will
Is that,
foreshadow.
can I just, sorry, is that correct, councillor
Yeah.
Reddy? You're the mover of the motion, councillor Data.
Mhm.
Councillor Reddy hasn't accepted it.
It's good as it is.
That's good, okay, but I will put a foreshadowed motion. I put a foreshadowed
So
motion.
you'll foreshadow the
Yeah.
motion, so we'll deal with this, the motion as it
Yeah,
stands
first
now.
I,
If this motion is, lost, then we will deal with the foreshadowed motion.
correct, but first I would like to record the foreshadowed motion, please.
Yeah.
I have to record the
Yeah.
foreshadowed motion.
Yeah, okay, well, that's there.
Okay, you can,
Foreshadowed motion.
Okay,
is,
so if you just move over quickly, just so the councillors are aware exactly what they're voting for.
Mhm.
We have that, the,
But we haven't finalized the foreshadowed motion.
foreshadowed,
If it
We have to
doesn't go
finalize.
through,
If
then.
the motion
we have
doesn't-
to-
Now, foreshadowed motion has to be finalized first, then maybe the motion will be voted first. But the foreshadowed motion has to be documented first.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Mhm.
So, can I see the foreshadowed motion, please? So,
Yeah. Yeah. So you put your foreshadowed motion, councillor
Yeah.
Data, you make sure the text
Yeah.
is correct, that's what you will,
yeah, right.
you will
That is
foreshadow.
going to the council. Okay, so I'm talking about number 3, for whoever is taking note, that the current connector bus service continue while the above report is being prepared. Full stop, that's why it stops. That 50,000 is allocated to the next quarterly budget review. Councillor Chai, would you like to second my foreshadowed motion?
Sorry,
and you're not allowed to.
councillor Data,
correct.
I'm the chair,
Yeah.
and we're not, up to the
Can't
foreshadowed
correct.
motion yet. So
Thank you.
we'll deal with the motion as it stands, the first motion, please. As it stands there, councillors, that's what we're going to vote on.
So
Do you
sorry,
really-
motion is not data, I'm ready.
Yes, it is.
You've moved it, councillor Data?
No, I would, I haven't moved that motion, I wanted to, I moved the, change.
No, you
No, you
No.
moved the first motion.
I made,
Councillor Data, you moved the motion, and
okay,
councillor Reddy seconded the motion.
okay, I'm withdrawing my, move.
Hmm?
Can I get a ruling?
Can we get a ruling, please?
Draw a motion.
If you foreshadow.
Please don't try to bully me.
Or the original. I don't think you can do that. I've never seen that happen before, but anyway.
Yeah, so if you want to withdraw, from moving it, councillor,
Mhm.
I'm sure there's other people who would,
That's
be
fine.
happy to move it. So,
I can't do that.
oh, we'll just get a proper ruling on this, councillors. Yeah. First time I've seen this one on.
This is the first time, is it? First time for everything, isn't it?
If you have a motion, the motion.
Yep, okay. So if you withdraw, I'll move the motion, councillor Data, and remove your name from there, and you'll got the foreshadowed.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay, so if there's no further debate, councillors, we'll move the original motion, put it to the floor. All those in favour? Councillor Pennsylvania, Councillor Blackmore, Councillor Reddy, against. Councillor Data, Councillor Chai. I declare the original motion carried and the foreshadowed motion therefore will not be, it's lost, will not be heard. Okay. I'll move on to PE1, Managing Council-related Development Policy, Conflicts of Interest. Do I have a mover, councillors? Moved by the Deputy Mayor, seconded by the Mayor. Any debate on this PE1, page 279, councillors?
No, all good.
Give some time, councillors. So it's about adopting the policy for the council-related managing conflicts of interest and amended community participation plan. Okay. If there's no further debate, councillors, I'll put it to the floor. Okay, all those in favour?
Yep.
Unanimous. Yes, councillor.
Yes, I have a urgent motion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. So I have a, Councillor Pennsylvania giving me a motion as a matter of urgency.
Or do you,
No debate.
no, but you've got it.
No, I'll do. Okay. So I've received it's a matter of urgency. I think this is a matter of urgency, Councillor Pennsylvania. It's a notice of rescission for CCS1 and signed by Councillor Pennsylvania, Councillor Reddy and Councillor Blackmore. And I declare that it is urgent because of the timing.
Which one is that?
SRB. So notice of rescission, and you're moving it, councillor?
I am.
Okay, I'll second. Okay, and it's a rescission motion, councillor, so there's no debate on the rescission motion. So it's rescinding CCS1.
So that was moved just a few minutes.
That's right, yes.
Good, I support that.
Okay. So just to be clear, if you do not vote for this, this rescission will be lost if you do not vote for the motion, and this will mean that we will progress ahead with our application to IPART and seek approval to apply for the special rate variation, and on approval it will mean that we can address our significant financial and asset issues and take responsible action that we are all aware require attention.
I think you need to make it clear, Mr. Mayor,
Yep.
that if you do vote for this,
Yes.
we won't get the SRB
If you
through.
do vote for this, councillors, it means that we will not have an opportunity to apply for IPART due to the timing for a special rate variation. Yeah. So I'll put it to you, councillors.
Just with, Mr. Mayor.
Is it a question? There's no debate on that.
Question, no,
Yes.
question.
Yes.
So the chair, can I ask the GM to explain what the decision means?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, CCS1, which was considered earlier tonight, that was about council approving to make an application to IPART for a special rate variation. If councillors vote for this rescission motion, that will mean that there will be no application lodged with IPART. If councillors vote against this rescission motion, that means the rescission is lost. The original decision on CCS1 will stand, and the application will be submitted to IPART.
So through the chair again, so does it mean that if the rescission motion goes through, then status quo remains? The situation remains as it is. We are only talking about.
If you approve the rescission, then there will be no application lodged to IPART, and there will be no SRB application. If you vote against the rescission, we will continue to lodge the application with IPART.
So let me use in
Simple terms.
So if we vote for the rescission, then the resident will not have their rate increase.
We won't be able to apply.
Won't be able to apply.
Apply. It's an
It's
application.
an application tonight that we
That's right,
voted
so
for.
the resident would not have their rate increased.
No,
No,
councillor.
no, no.
The
Councillor,
application will not be lodged.
That
It's an
is,
application.
the impact of that is what I'm saying. I know what you're saying. Is that the correct statement? I do not want to, I want to be plain speaking, so that everyone understands.
Okay, so I'll put it to you, councillors. All those in favour?
Of the,
Decision. Okay, no one's in favour, all those against? And Councillor Dado, Councillor Chai.
just a second, just a very quick, just say,